Welcome back into another crypto show about Santa Claus and how Santa Claus comes from colostrum. So when Santa Claus is coming to town, now there are images of Santa Claus there are two types of Santa Clauses in the folklore, especially in Scandinavia and Alemania, Germany, where there's two Santa Clauses. The bad guy has a black sack and he has a stick with coal in the sack, and he'll stick you in the sack if you're a bad boy and beat you with the stick. That's what your mom tells you, so you better be a good boy this year or Santa Claus is going to come get you, the bad one. While if you were good, the good one, the jolly guy, would come and give you love and gifts that will surprise your wildest imagination. So with that being said, this can be all related back to spiritual understanding and enlightenment. And let's just see what this has to say. So if you read here, it has everything to do with your senses, touch, everything coming together as one, which they say, and it's pyramidal neurons they're made up of. Most of these cells of colostrum, it's neurochemical composition. But what does that say there? Support consciousness itself. Okay, because it's doing at least three things: touch, eye, and visual, hearing, and touch all together. So check this out yourself. But what am I getting into about the evil Santa Claus? So cortical components of consciousness include the frontal parietal cortex, cingulate, and precuneus. Due to colostrum's widespread connectivity to these areas, it is suggested that it may play a role in both attention and consciousness. The neural networks that mediate sustained attention and consciousness send inputs to the colostrum. In one case report in humans suggests that electrical stimulation near the colostrum reversibly disrupted the patient's conscious state. Now, this is what I want to get into. This can be so easily overlooked what this really means. This is mind control, by the way. Okay, this was developed in the 70s. This is Project Bluebeam, them bluebeaming the image of God into your mind. So if you want the Christ child beamed into your mind, they just have to understand the frequencies they need to place your attention and consciousness into a sustained attention by sending inputs. Okay, what do I mean by that? Am I just talking without truth and proof? Well, maybe a little colloidal silver will save the arcs from being annihilated by the intense electrical conductivity. But I'm just going to scroll down here slowly so you can read some for yourself. You can stop, but I am getting to something. What am I getting to? Empirical evidence, high frequency stimulation. What's that? HFS in cat colostrums has the capability to induce autonomic changes and induce inactivation syndrome. Oh, I wonder why I don't feel like doing anything today. This syndrome is described as a decrease in awareness, indicating the relationship between the colostrum and consciousness. In humans, this same effect can be observed. Stimulation of the left colostrum in humans has produced a complete arrest of volitional behavior. Do you know what that means? Volitional, that means your will. Unresponsiveness and amnesia. You don't even remember. Why did I take that thing? Without negative motor symptoms or mere aphasia. colostrum has been associated with the status epilepticus, a condition in which epileptic seizures follow one another without recovery of consciousness events between events. As well, increased signal intensity associated with focal dyscognitive seizures, which are seizures that elicit impairment of awareness or consciousness without convulsions. See, without convulsions, you're having an epileptic seizure. What? The individual becomes unaware of his or her environment, and the seizure will manifest as a blank or empty state for a window of time. Using an operant condition task combined with HFS of the colostrum resulted in significant behavioral changes of rats. This included modulated motor responses, inactivity, and decreased responsiveness. Beyond this, studies have also shown that the colostrum is active during REM sleep alongside other structures as the dentate gyros. These have associative roles in spatial memory, suggesting that some form of memory consolidation takes place in these areas. Can we get our Faraday cages out, please? Wow. Lesions in consciousness. So you see, if I have to read this, it's going to go for too long. I only got another minute or so. But loss of consciousness, one's loss of consciousness. You see what this is saying here? One's loss of consciousness. But you don't even know you're having a seizure. You just don't have a memory of it, of what you're doing. So they're creating mind control, invalidation, empirical evidence, arrest of volitional behavior, unresponsiveness, and amnesia without negative motor symptoms. Okay? So with that being said, how are you being mind controlled? And how would Project Bluebeam beam the voice of God into your mind? Through ELFs, HFFs, all these high frequencies, low frequencies, extra low frequencies, all different types of frequencies. These scientists have figured out how to induce consciousness control. Look, all these studies. So, with that being said, may you keep your mind intact on this Christmas Day and understand that Santa Claus can come or he can also taketh away. Spaceman 2.0, and may you understand the connections between your colostrum and your mind, your conscious